Have you heard the story about Ronald Read, the janitor who saved $8 million by the time he passed away in 2014? Yeah, you heard that right, a janitor with $8 million. He didn't win the lottery, he didn't inherit a fortune, he simply saved consistently throughout his life, letting the magic of compounding work its wonders. It's a story that proves you don't need a six-figure salary or some sort of get-rich-quick scheme to build wealth. The lesson here? Your behavior with money often matters more than your intelligence. You don't need a Harvard diploma or a Wall Street job to become rich, just sound financial habits. As Morgan Housel says, financial success is not a hard science. It's a soft skill, where how you behave is more important than what you know. So, if you're ready to master your money mindset, you're in the right place. Spend the next few minutes with me, and we'll explore 5 powerful lessons from The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel that can completely change the way you think about your finances. Imagine this. You're eyeing this stunning luxury watch. You can picture it on your wrist, feel its weight, almost hear its intricate mechanics ticking. You walk into the store ready to buy. Now, you wouldn't just grab the watch and make a run for it, right? You wouldn't just steal it, right? Of course not. You understand that owning that watch comes with a price tag, a hefty one probably. In the world of investing, it's the same thing. You want those impressive returns in the stock market? Those numbers that make your portfolio sing? Well, be ready to pay the price volatility. It's like a roller coaster. There will be ups and downs, twists and turns. You gotta have the stomach for it. Think about a concentrated portfolio. Now, this strategy can bring in some serious cash. But, and this is a big but, you need to be able to handle the dips. And I'm not talking about a small 5% dip. I'm talking about a gut-wrenching 20% drop, maybe even more. Let me give you an example. Remember Netflix back in the day? It wasn't the streaming giant it is now. But imagine if you had the foresight, the guts, to invest heavily in Netflix 10 years ago. You'd be sitting pretty right now, wouldn't you? But could you have weathered the storm? Because in 2011, Netflix took a nosedive. I'm talking about an 80% drop when they lost a chunk of their customers. See, that's the price of admission, that's the cost of high returns. Let's talk about a trap that catches a lot of people, even those who seem to have it all, the envy trap. You see, envy has this nasty habit of making even the wealthiest individuals feel like they're coming up short. Imagine getting a $2 million bonus. That's life-changing money. But then you overhear that your coworker, the one with the fancy car and the even fancier vacations, got $2.1 million. Suddenly, your joy feels a little deflated. Here's the hard truth. There will always be someone with more. Always. Someone out there will have a bigger house, a faster car, a more impressive stock portfolio. It's the human condition to compare, but that constant striving, that need to outdo the Joneses can lead to some seriously risky behavior. Think about it. People get caught up in this game of financial one-upmanship, taking on more debt than they can handle, dabbling in risky investments, even resorting to illegal trades, all in pursuit of keeping up with someone else's scorecard. They lose sight of their own goals, their own values, all because they're chasing an illusion. Chapter 3. Crazy is in the eye of the beholder. Let's talk about perspective, because what seems absolutely bonkers to you might make perfect sense to someone else. We all come from different backgrounds, different experiences, different financial situations, and these differences shape our beliefs, our values, and ultimately our decisions. Take, for example, lottery tickets. Studies show that lower-income households in the United States spend a larger chunk of their income on lottery tickets compared to wealthier households. Now, to many of us, this might seem completely irrational. Why would someone struggling to make ends meet spend their hard-earned money on something with such terrible odds? But here's the thing. For someone living paycheck to paycheck, that lottery ticket represents more than just a gamble. It represents hope. It's a dream, a chance, however slim, to break free from their financial struggles. It's a shot at a better life. As investors, it's crucial to recognize that these different perspectives exist. What works for one person might not work for another. Chapter 4. Prepare for the unexpected. Let's face it, life throws curveballs. And sometimes those curveballs are more like meteorites crashing into Earth. We're talking about those unpredictable, catastrophic events that shake the very foundations of our world. Think about the Great Depression, the 2008 financial crisis, or the more recent COVID-19 pandemic. These are what we call black swan events, rare, unpredictable, and carrying massive implications. They come out of nowhere, disrupting markets, economies, and lives. No one can predict when these events will occur, how severe they'll be, or how long they'll last. But one thing is certain, they will happen. So instead of trying to predict the next disaster, which is a fool's errand by the way, the best course of action is to prepare for it. And I'm not just talking about stocking up on toilet paper and hand sanitizer, I'm talking about building a financial fortress that can withstand a storm. Chapter 5. The Seduction of Pessimism. Have you ever noticed how bad news seems to spread faster and stick with us longer than good news? It's like we're hardwired to focus on the negative. And you know what? We kind of are. It's an evolutionary thing. Back in the caveman days, our ancestors who were more attuned to threats, to potential dangers, were more likely to survive. Fast forward to today, and this negativity bias is still ingrained in us. We're bombarded with headlines about economic downturns, political turmoil, climate change. It's easy to get caught in a whirlwind of pessimism, to feel like the world is going to hell in a handbasket. And here's the thing, pessimism is seductive. It feels intellectual, sophisticated even. After all, it's easy to point out flaws, to criticize, to predict doom and gloom. It takes effort to look beyond the headlines, to see the progress that's being made. But the truth is, the world is, in many ways, getting better. Life expectancy is increasing, technology is advancing at an unprecedented rate, and we're making strides towards sustainable energy. Yet these positive developments rarely receive the same level of attention as their negative counterparts. As investors, it's crucial to be aware of this negativity bias. Don't let fear and pessimism cloud your judgment. Outro: The Psychology of Money, Mastering Your Mindset. So, what have we learned from our deep dive into the psychology of money? We've learned that volatility is simply the price we pay for wealth creation. It's about understanding that dips are a part of the game, not the end of it. We've learned that envy is a trap, a never-ending cycle of comparison that can lead to poor financial decisions. It's about defining what enough means to you and finding contentment in your own journey. We've learned that different perspectives shape financial decisions, and what might seem crazy to one person makes perfect sense to another. It's about crafting an investment strategy that aligns with your individual goals, risk tolerance, and values. We've learned that preparing for the unexpected is crucial. Black swan events, those unpredictable market disruptions, are a fact of life. It's about building a resilient financial foundation that can weather any storm. And finally, we've learned that pessimism, while seductive, can cloud our judgment and lead to missed opportunities. It's about recognizing the power of long-term thinking, of focusing on progress rather than just problems. If you're intrigued by these lessons, and I hope you are, I highly recommend checking out The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. It's a game changer, trust me. Thank you for watching and for taking this journey with me.